We had consensual sex, I promise. Yo, this girl is way off the rocker, man.
I'm fine. Things are heating up.
What, you threatening me?
And the baby daddy drama. Wouldn't it be funny if Brad and I raised the baby together? It's far from over.
You'll never walk down that aisle with him.
He's not your baby.
I'm not gonna harm him. No, breathe.
Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong, the final season, Tuesdays, 10/9 Central.
All right, If Loving You Is Wrong fans, yes, I'm actually doing the trailer breakdown early. It was sent to me by half a dozen people. Jeremy, you got to do a trailer right away. Mainly because, Thursday typically seems to be the day that the own YouTube channel uploads the trailer. But given the fact that last night's episode was pretty damn good, I actually just finished watching it. I was asleep. I woke up at like 1 o'clock. I just finished watching the episode, took my notes. Then I decided, okay, I got to do this trailer breakdown right away. So for anyone who's kind of new to the format, what you just saw was the trailer that aired during the commercials. But during this trailer breakdown, I'm also going to be talking about different scenes and whatnot. Honestly, the screenshots you're getting for this video come from the end of last night's episode, just because it's crisp HD quality, and the trailer that I just showed you was recorded from TV. And yeah, the only scenes you probably won't see are like Alex at the rodeo and everything, but I got screenshots from the original trailer we got for this season last month or in February, so don't worry. I will be going over that stuff, but honestly it's not too much to talk about. So next week's episode, April 28th, the final episode of the month, season 5, Episode 5, entitled Going Along for the Ride. Synopsis: after signing the divorce papers, Alex hits rock bottom. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory based off her behavior, but Ian comes by the police station to talk to Lucian about the public defender, and you have to ask the question, is he playing both sides here, given the fact that he's like, I need to talk to him because, if he, is shaky or slips up once, that could be bad for Kelly. Then we have Marcy checking to see with Brad as to whether or not he would be okay being with the baby by himself, despite the fact that the baby isn't his. It's like, I'm not going to harm him. And he's like, no, I know. And then, at the end of the, and I know I'm kind of skipping around here, but at the end of the trailer, it's like, oh, dang, is the baby dead? Because it looks like, hey, breathe, Brad's freaking out. So does that mean the baby's dead? I'll do a video on that. Don't worry. I know you want me to, but for episode 5, shoot, I don't know, because that's kind of like a jab to Marcy's ego for a second. If you remember, there's a brief scene where she's outside talking with Randall, gloating. It's like, wouldn't it be funny if Brad and I decided to raise the baby together? And then he goes on to say, you'll never walk down that aisle with him, almost like, he's going to be a wedding crasher if those two actually make it to the altar. Then we also have, jumping back to the end. Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and get this back on track. I'm sorry, because remember, I took notes on the end of the episode credits first, then the trailer itself. So let me break the trailer down like I usually do. I'm sorry. Okay, so going back to Ian going to see Lucian at the police station, there's also Ian talking about, look, man, the sex was consensual. And then we kind of cut over to Alex on the mechanical bull at the bar getting drunk, pretty much, making good on what she told Ian in the last episode about, oh, you're turning me down now? No, I'm not. No. Don't call me later, because by then I'll find somebody who will take care of this itch that I need scratched. So basically Alex is having a wild ride, pun intended. And I'm guessing that Lucian brings up the Alex and the sex thing because of the fact that Lou will be like, Brad and I were going over to your house last night to check on Alex to see where she was, and I saw you through the window and what was going on. So it's like, anything you want to tell me about? So I feel like that's definitely what Ian is going to bring up Alex for. Now, going back to Larry and Ian, Larry's asking Ian, I've been hearing some things about the King case, and basically he's asking Ian if he knows anything about it, which there is another line of dialogue, which is like a voiceover, and it's a scene where we have Larry kind of nodding his head, and it's almost like, is that Ian asking, wait, are you threatening me? So it's like, is Larry confronting Ian because he knows something about the King case, such as, hey, this public defender, oh, you're the one who assigned him to the King case, huh? And then it's like, maybe it's like Larry trying to get Ian back in line, like, hey, you need to sabotage this before it blows up in our faces, because if not, that's going to mean your job. And I think Larry actually kind of threatened him a little in last season, but Ian stood his ground. But this time it's like, no, stuff is real. Since the DA showed up, Larry wants to make sure everything is good to go, because if not, this could blow up in their faces big time, especially with the influence that the church has in their community. Let's see here. Speaking of Alex, we had Dr. Ratston's return, and Alex is like, I'm fine, which I'm like, so how does Alex, it looks like they're in the hospital, obviously, so does Alex swing by for a checkup? Where exactly is she going? Obviously, this happens not too long after she leaves the law firm, because of the fact that when she's at the when she's at the Mechanical Bull and whatnot at that bar, she's obviously in a different outfit. Hopefully she took a shower, not a whole bath, because, well, after everything her and Ian did the night before, she needs to take a bath, change her clothes, freshen up her breath after everything she's been drinking, and go from there. And I think overall the last thing to cover is the fact that Steven tells Lucian that Kelly is upset because Eddie had taken her Bible. Obviously, he doesn't know the importance of that Bible. So then Lucian confronts Eddie about it. And, oh, yeah, that's the old Lou I'm used to. Yeah. And then we also have a brief scene where Eddie's calling Larry, saying that, he has some, interesting information for him. So Eddie might be trying to make good on his, threat promise to Kelly. Like, oh, yeah, those people at the church, they might pay a pretty price for this information that can't be used against them in court. So I'm guessing that Eddie calls Larry before Lucian confronts him about it, about the evidence in the Bible. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But you have to remember that, that information that Rick got from Pat is solid. It's like an official notarized document and everything. So yeah, it sucks if they lose that information from the Bible. But remember, the whole thing with Pat is actually strong stuff. So we'll have to wait and see if that can actually be used. Oh, well, excuse me. It can be used, but we'll just have to wait and see if it will even help Kelly's case, which I think it will. But the fact that that Bible had all the pictures and everything could definitely help out more. And looking over the notes, that's pretty much it. Obviously, the biggest thing being, oh crap, is the baby dead? Will Lucian be able to get the Bible and the information back from Eddie? How are things going to go between Larry and Ian? It definitely seems like Ian is going to have to bow down to Larry's power, because of the fact that, he can definitely ruin his career if he doesn't get him back in line, which is why I think Ian goes by to talk to Lucian about the public defender, because he's probably trying to find information to sabotage things from the inside. But yeah, it also looks like, Brad's briefly on the phone and Alex is on the phone as well. And it looks like Brad probably calls Alex and, she ignores him. So that's about it. But overall, very interesting trailer. Once again, I apologize that I couldn't wait until Thursday to do the HD quality trailer. But a lot of people wanted me to do this trailer ASAP. So just so you know, I'm recording my trailer breakdown and my episode reviews back to back. It is 4:35 right now, so hopefully these will be up on the channel by 6. I have a few theory discussion videos to do about the episode itself. I don't know about the score yet, because like I said, I just finished the episodes. I want to read over the notes, but honestly, it's going to be higher than an 8, or at least an 8.5, because this was the best episode in the past couple weeks, to be completely honest. I think this is up there with episode 1 for being a pretty solid episode. But like I said, I'll get to that when I do my episode review. But as for this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Let's try to get to 100. Since it's episode 5, let's see if we can get to 150 likes on this video. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below about what is your favorite part about the trailer. What are you looking forward to seeing the most next week? If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. On top of that, shout out to the patrons over on Patreon. You can join in for as little as $2 a month. Or if you'd like to make a donation to this channel, you can do so either on Cash App or PayPal. And make sure you go down to the description box now. I got links to everything social media related for me in the description box below. But if I were to pick a scene, I want to be honest here, and I know this is bold, but I'll say more information in the actual video. I don't think the baby is dead. I think this is just dramatic, oh man, this trailer, oh, we need to make it so everybody tunes in next week. I think they are trying to hype it up. I don't think the baby is going to die, at least this soon in the season. But then again, we know Tyler Perry is not against child death, as we've seen in some of his other shows. So I would say, aside from the whole baby thing, I would probably say the scene I'm most interested in is the Eddie and Lucian scene, because, Lou will beat Eddie's behind for that Bible. So I'm pretty sure that unless Eddie, has it well hidden, Lucian is not going to get it. So those are my thoughts right there. But as always, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully this video does numbers. I just checked the trailer breakdown I did for this week's episode is a couple hundred views away from 20,000. Since I'm posting this video like 2 days earlier than normal, I hope this one does well too. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.